Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Roy on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And today we're going to be doing this super simple one eyeshadow tutorial. This is the easiest eyeshadow look that I do, and I would recommend this to all beginners. So we're going to jump right into the tutorial. Right. So today I'm going to be doing this look in the color orange, but you can do it in any color you want to do. I've done it in multiple colors. I'll put this to the side just so you got some reference pictures. But yeah, I've done this in all the colors, and all you have to do is just recreate the steps and redo the steps with a different eyeshadow. So the orange eyeshadow that I'm going to be using today is from the Bright Matte BeautyBay palette with 42 colors in it. I'm going to be using the shade Fire, which is this top orange in the top right corner. So this is the orange I'm going to be using today. The way that this look works is that it has one eyeshadow but multiple brushes, so that creates that definition. The first brush I'm going to go into, first brush I'm going to go into the palette with is my BH Cosmetics brush that I love so much. You're going to use a blending brush like this. It doesn't have to be this exact brush because I've had this so long, I don't even know if they sell something like this. But you're going to go for a brush that is this shape and this size, and this is going to be the first brush that I use. So I'm going to tap into Fire. You get a few swirls, you know what I mean? Tap it off if you don't want all that fallout on your face. I did my base before my eyes just because it saves me time when I do my YouTube videos. But if you watch my lives or see me on TikTok or anything like that, I like to do my eyes before my base just so that it doesn't create a mess. So what I'm going to do, I did not prime my eyes. First, I'm going to prime my eyes. I have the ABH primer in the back of my hand. I just didn't want it to crease and get crazy while I was talking. So I'm just going to add this here, and I'm using a e.l.f. foundation brush, just something flat, to blend it out. The ABH ABH primer is my favorite right now. I still want to do a battle of the bases where I do the same look for a week straight and different eyeshadow primers and see which one is the best. I still want to do that, but right now the ABH primer is the reigning champ. Let me know down below what your favorite primer is. Okay, now that that is flat and nice, now we're going to take our brush with our eyeshadow on top of it, and we're going to go into the outer corner, and we're going to start to swirl. Our goal is to get all the way on this crease right here, but I like to start with the outer corner just because I feel like it's more manageable. Especially when you're taking that brush that has a lot of eyeshadow on it. Putting in the middle can just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem as accessible and as easy. So I like to just start with the outer corner. If I put too much on the outer corner, I can always just blend that out easy. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this was a more yellow based orange than it is, but we're rocking with it. We're rocking with it. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. You see, I build up in one corner, so I'll build up here, and then I'll just start windshield wiper motions onto the other side. So build up here, windshield wiper motions, and it is good to start getting high up on the eye because it's only one eyeshadow. So the entire eye, here's what I mean. Sometimes it's just easier to like show than to say. So here's what I mean, blending up to the brow bone. This is the brush that you want to do it with. Because it gives it more of a diffuse look. When we start using the brushes that are a little bit more dense, and this is what I mean by more dense, I guess you could just say like skinny, the bristles are packed closer together. It's going to be harder to get that diffuse look because they pack more punch, and I'll show you. Also, if you're looking at my brows, literally don't. There's like, I feel like every makeup artist has one part of the routine that they just hate, do not give a lot of energy to, and mine is brows. When I do colored brows, and I have a colored brows tutorial if you want to see my colored brows, but my regular brows, I don't know. Let me know down below what's the least favorite part of your makeup routine, but mine is definitely brows. I get tired just doing my natural colored brows, so if it looks a little crazy, ignore it. The eyeshadow is about to be the start anyway, and you won't even see. So as you can see, I'm just blending over and over again, making sure that it's really diffused, because the more and more we go on this tutorial, the more and more eyeshadow we're gonna be packing on top. And this step, you know, it's almost a little therapeutic, just making sure you just go back and forth and set your foundation right. With colors like orange, pink, yellow, it's also kind of cool because you can go outside of the eye. Like, if I'm not being so like, oh, only here and here, just because we can blend into our blush later, which, yeah. I'm gonna show you that, and it's one of my favorite things to do. All right, so I'm gonna take this Morphe M443. This is a new brush. My brushes are never this clean, so don't think they are. But I'm gonna take this Morphe M443, and I'm going to tap it into our shade Fire. And I'm gonna go right underneath where we were blending before. So I'm gonna go right into the crease. And I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm blending it all over. And since this eyeshadow look is one color, the blending, I mean, it's still really important, but it's less pressure to make it like everything looks so blended because it's just one color. And that's another reason why this is like the easiest eyeshadow look to me, because you can also go fast. Like, you can just say, oh, okay, I'm just gonna blend this here, and then take my last brush and blend this here. It's literally like only 3 brushes. So that's it. So I'm gonna just keep blending. And as you can see, it's almost like the orange looks darker when I apply with this denser brush, which is what I was talking about earlier. That's why I like using the less dense brushes, the wider brushes, these brushes, the thicker brushes. I like using these to diffuse, just because diffusing with this, although it's possible, it'd be a little bit hard, because this is to pack, you know, opaqueness and punch. So here we go. Okay, now what I'm about to do is I'm about to just go back and forth between brushes just to make sure that I like how the blend looks. Do what you want to do. If you feel like, okay, the blend is perfect right now, you can see it better than I can. So just blend if you feel you see fit. Okay, so now I have just blended with these 2 brushes, my M433 and my BH Cosmetics brush. I've just blended with these 2, and honestly, I have the lid covered. The third brush that I was going to go in with is a flat brush. You can use any flat brush you would like. This doesn't have a name. So, but yeah, you can see it's flat brush. And what I'm going to do with this flat brush is, once again, go into shade Fire. And I'm just going to tap that on the lid, just so I make sure that the lid is covered. You can kind of just do it with 2. Like, we kind of had it covered with this. I'm just used to, you know, making sure that lash line is covered and making sure that lid is covered with this brush. And I feel like the shade orange looks different with every single brush that you use. So I feel like now I kind of can see like the yellow. You see what I'm talking about? The orange looks a little bit more yellow with this brush than it did with the first brush. So that's kind of like the cool part to me. That's one eyeshadow, but the different brushes add different dimensions and things like this. If you could not tell, I'm a big color nerd. Like, that's my thing. Colors, shades, all of that. Probably not hard to tell. So that sort of thing is so cool to me. Like, okay, different brush, but the shade looks different even though it's the same eyeshadow. What I want to do is just go back, blend through, make sure I like. I'm looking in a far mirror. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta look a little like in a further mirror. Like, you know, when you go in your bathroom, you're like, the mirror and your phone look different, or the mirror in the bathroom and the mirror in your handheld mirror look different. Yeah, I like to look. I have a far mirror in my makeup room for that reason. I look at my far mirror and I say, okay, well, how does this look? You know, not so microscopic from afar. And then I need a little bit here, and I like it. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. Let's finish the eyes. Finish the eyes. All right. So you already know what my next step is. Okay, I'm gonna be using a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I always take it on a craft brush just because the craft brush is smaller. It's easier to maneuver. And one of the ragdolls told me on my live that you can, ragdolls is what my followers are called. So if you wanna, you know, join that, be part of that, go ahead and subscribe. But one of them told me that you can sharpen this pencil, and I've been using this pencil for like probably 8 or so years, and I didn't know till like year 5 or 6 that you could sharpen it. And at that point I already had this method. Also, I feel like just because of the size of the crayon, it's just easier to maneuver this small tiny craft brush. Where do you get the craft brush from? I got this from Michael's. They come in like a 4 set. And yeah, they're kind of like paint brushes. You can get them like this. If you want to get them from a makeup company or makeup store, you can as well. I know Morphe sells some at Ulta. There's a bunch of different places where you can get a craft brush. But you want to save some money, go to Michael's or you go to craft store and get them for like $8, and they come in a multi-pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into the waterline. This is your lash line up here under your lashes. And this is your waterline right underneath your eye. I like to use a white waterline because it extends the eye and it opens the eye. And I just feel like with this look, it's a bright look. Sometimes when I do a smokier look, I have a smoky eye tutorial also where I talk about this, but I'll use a dark waterline. But today we're going with the light waterline. And what I'm going to do is just go right along. I missed a little bit, but don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to cover it. I say this in like every tutorial, but like I really mean it. I do not want anybody to panic while watching my tutorials, like when they mess up. I'm going to leave my mess ups in for that reason. I want a little bit underneath it. We'll be fine. And because it is a cream, like, is this a cream or a gel? This is a cream product. It doesn't irritate the eye. I get that question a lot. It doesn't irritate the eye. And because I go along the eye and not vertical to the eye, the brush doesn't irritate the eye either. So just want to answer those because I know those are some concerns and worries of my followers. All right, so I'm going to take that M4, that M433, and I'm going to go back into our shade Fire. I'm going to go underneath the eye. And like I said, because this is the shade Orange, I can kind of blend it out and make it more into a blush look, and it's a little bit more palatable to blend over my face and like instead of like a green or a blue. But honestly, let me put you on free game real quick. All the shades can be blown out. You might just have to add a different color. Like for example, when I do blue, you can blow that out with purple and then a pink, and then you can have the whole full face blush look. Today it is easy because Orange is just a beautiful blush, and that's actually the color blush that I use. But if you do like a green, blow that out to yellow, you use yellow blush, or you can do green to yellow to orange. So yeah, if you want to make your face look more cohesive, if you ever feel like your eyes and your face just look like two worlds away, blend a little bit of your eyeshadow onto your face as your blush, warm up the face, and yeah, you just feel way more cohesive, and it makes a big difference. So because this shade is Orange, I can kind of get away with taking these big brushes and blending out, you know, just the one shade fully here. And I love doing this with yellow. Like, I love yellow blush. And now I'm going to take the flat brush and go right underneath the waterline, just to pack that color down there. And like before you put this shade on, before we just did this stuff, it looked a little faded because it's just so blended out with those big brushes. And as you can see, we covered all of that jumbo eye pencil and milk. We covered all of that. Like, that is nothing to worry about. If you feel like it messes up your makeup, it won't. You're just going to cover it anyway. So we're all good. And now I'm going to take, who are you? Morphe M405. This is just a blush brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Fire, which I keep showing y'all, but like, you know what it looks like at this point. And, ooh, okay, that might be too much. That might have been a little overzealous. But it's okay. I'm going to fix it. Glad I get to fix it on camera. So I'm going to put blush where I usually put blush. I have a base tutorial, but let me know if you feel like I should do an updated base tutorial. It's been 2 years. But I have a base tutorial on like where I place blush and contour and all that if you want more information. But I'm going to tell you where I put blush right now. Put it on the high cheekbones, here and here. I put it right here on my forehead. I don't know what these things are called, your temples. I don't know. Nose. Can't forget the nose. And yeah, if you put too much blush, like I feel like I put too much blush on this side. If you put too much blush, don't panic. Don't ever panic. Everything in makeup is fixable. Except for maybe your eyelashes being glued on wrong. Like, damn, then panic. But anyways, I'm going to take this powder brush, which is a ColourPop F31. And I'm going to go into some setting powder. I think this is the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur. It might be mixed with a little bit of honey because none of them have tops. Just being honest. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add powder to where I feel like there was too much blush. That simple. And I'm not gonna bake because that can change the texture of your face. We don't have time for that. Boom. Just to chill it out a little bit. But adding highlight on top of your blush will also like kind of cover it out and chill it out a little bit. I wasn't adding highlight today, so that's why I just showed you the powder method. But now I'm just going to add mascara and do my lashes. I'm going to wiggle my bottom lashes because I feel like that makes them stand out more. This is a one eyeshadow tutorial. If you want to add a second eyeshadow, you can put white in your inner corner, and I always like that look as well. But I want to stick to, I'm not a clickbait girl, so I want to stick to exactly what we said we were going to do today, and I'm not going to add anything in my inner corner. And yeah, I'll come back when I have our lashes, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so here is the final look. You can always add a little bit of glitter on top if you want to. I've done that as well. But if you want to keep it super simple, thank you for watching this tutorial and follow it at home. If you want to follow me on any of my other social medias, it is all at Raggedy Royal, the same way it's spelled here. Make sure you give this video a like if you learned anything, and subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments what sort of videos you want to see next. I'm thinking I want to do an updated eyelash, how to put on eyelashes, so let me know. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, all at Raggedy Royal. And if you do this look, let me know. Tag me on Instagram and send me a picture, or however you want to show me. I do want to know if this worked out for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.